All right, I think we're back going here. I don't know. Not sure what happened. Computer decided to do an update. Windows XP isn't working so well.
It's better than 3.1.1.
I'll give everybody a little chance to get back on here. Todd Pfeiffer's back. We'll give everybody a little bit of time to get back on. I don't know what happened. We had a little shutdown here, so
Yeah, stuff happens.
I don't like it.
Put a lid.
Last week we had a little bit of sound issues. So, hello, Mike Bing. Yes, we're back. Sorry about that, buddy.
It was a potty break time.
Everybody blames it on COVID.
Breaker 19. This is Rubber Ducky.
As long as you can hear us, we'll wait a couple minutes here. Get our group back online.
We lost them.
We lost all our 40 viewers.
Yeah. Gives us time to drink.
Yeah, get hydrated.
Jose.
We gotta see if Eugene Cia made it back on.
Yeah.
Come on, Eugene.
Don't let us down, buddy.
Don't let us down.
Anyway, yeah, so so we were talking the light bar. It's a Motorola. So we were talking about the SNF and we were talking about we'll get back to the total amount of laps that were turned on that layout, which is quite impressive.
Yeah, so the last layout, like we said, it was in from the Buggy Champs in April, and it came out last Friday.
Yeah,
so the lap count was 404,000 laps.
404,000.
And there was some change in there too. I just rounded it off a little bit.
I was gonna say, it's kind of like when you go to Quick Trip and they say the penny's been discontinued. So we kind of discontinued some of the single-digit laps, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
That's
Single-digit laps.
404,000. And just think how many laps were turned with people that did not have transponders.
Yeah, I mean that's only recorded laps. You know, there's a lot of people that don't have transponders and just come and practice with no transponders.
Yeah, that's impressive.
All right, we're getting people back on. 16 back on. Excellent. So I did a little math. So if you turned an average of 16-second laps, it would take you 6,464,000 seconds to do that.
6 million.
It would be 107,000 minutes. It would be 1,794 hours. So if you did a 16-second lap and you ran continuously, it would take you 74 3/4 days straight of driving.
Wow.
If you were the only guy on the track.
I would need a potty break or two. How many trips to the moon is that?
That I don't know.
Yeah, I know. That's why I caught you. That's why I throw it out there. I was saving that one in the back pocket.
Oh, Brian Letard's back on. Good. Everybody's getting back on here. That's awesome. The other fun fact that I noticed, actually, Gregor came up with. We look at the track records and everything, and who did the fastest runs and everything like that. So Kyle Kasurik, his best run with his 17.5 buggy was at the Buggy Champs on this layout, and he turned a 21,509.859.
21,509.859. Okay.
During Sweet Heat, with a 21.5 spec gearing, his best time was a 21,510.2.
Cherry picker.
So he went 1 second slower.
That's impressive.
In 21.5 spec than he did with his, roar approved open 17.5
17.5.
adjustable timing.
Wow, that's impressive. That is, considering what 21.5 is, you know, and what it brings to the table compared to 17.5. That's hauling the mail.
And that's a fixed gearing and fixed timing motor.
Yeah. I mean, that just means you guys got the gearing right.
I think so. Troy Weber's online. Nice to see Troy Weber. Hopefully we'll see him a little bit this winter.
Yeah, hopefully. Troy's been doing a lot of A scale, I believe.
Yeah, he runs A scale until he can't anymore.
Yeah.
Or the tracks close up.
Yeah.
What do you got next on the agenda there, Kraig O'Brien?
Sorry, I got sidetracked. Next on the agenda. So, obviously the track rebuild after the most recent track reconstruction, track rebuild after what we just talked about. So, I want to give my first impression. So with it, so it's going to be right now. Obviously, the track is probably in a prime state. I was going to say primo, but most of you probably don't know what primo is. But it's in a prime state, and so there's plenty of grip. And so, first impression, it's going to be fast. It's going to be racy, and it's going to how do I say this? It's going to make your finger want to learn how to use the brake. In a lot of sections. So start working on your brake settings on your radios and your speed controls, all that good stuff, because it's going to be valuable for you. There's a lot of spots on the track where you're going to overdrive, and if you overdrive the track, somebody's going to be hitting the line and coming right underneath you, and around they go around the corner. So it's a lot of fun, a lot of good technical challenge for obviously the brake, but also then your throttle pickup when you pick up on the throttle too as well. So a lot of and they threw in some jumps and bumps, stuff like that.
There's no big huge triple or anything like that. It's gonna be a very racy track. You're not gonna be racing the track as much as racing other people, I believe.
Yeah.
So
it's good. It's gonna be a good fun layout. We'll see a lot of good racing this weekend starting Friday night. And moving into Saturday, too, as well. So, should be good.
Kyle Holmblad online. Mr. Holmblad, nice to see you here. Appreciate everybody. Give us a shout out. Make sure to let us know you're online, guys.
Yeah. Make sure you like and share and all that good stuff. So that's, we get a little bit more viewers here.
So going into the weekend again, we're going to have Friday night racing. We had Tuesday night racing. Tuesday was a little bit lighter. I think we had 3 heats on Tuesday, which is fine. Friday will probably be busy, and then we got a Saturday fever. The Saturday fever before the AE race is usually a pretty solid event.
Yeah, it's well attended and all that good stuff, so people can at least get themselves acclimated to not only the track layout, but just the whole surroundings here at Trackside too as well, and figure out a good place to go eat in between races. So yeah,
it'll be all right. So this Sunday, then we are closed. This coming Sunday, we close up. We do a big cleaning.
Yeah.
So usually, if you guys got a little spare time and can come down and give us a hand, wipe some pit tables off, we get everything painted and get everything ready for the associated week coming up.
Yeah. So if you got anything like pit tables, stuff on your pit table, stuff like, come and pick it up before others will throw it on eBay. Well, not really, but
yeah,
come and pick it up. Save us some man hours here by not having to deal with it. So yeah, so it should be good. So I think you got scheduled events coming.
Yeah, I do got
the
schedule here. I'll
race,
transfer that over here so you guys can take a look at it for Team Associated Week here coming up. Wednesday, 11 to 8 p.m. is going to be open practice, $12 practice fee, $15 for family as normal. Thursday, 10 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. will be practice. That's included with your Team Associated race entry fee. And we do 1 round of seating at 6 p.m. on Thursday night. And that seating just, gets everybody the same speed, gets the heats a little bit closer. And it doesn't take very long. I believe it was 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Don't quote me on that. We start at 6. I think last year we were done at like 8:15.
So for those of you that haven't done that, seating, is that the best 3 laps or 2 laps? Or how are you doing it this year? I forgot.
For the seating,
Yeah.
I think we did 2 laps.
2 laps? Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. It depends on obviously the duration of the time that you're on the clock. right? So
think we did 2-minute seating, 2 laps.
yeah,
And I don't know, is Scotty out there? He would know.
yeah, he would know. Yeah. So the reason why I bring that question up because at Hoosier at INS they did 3-minute rounds and then 3 consecutive laps. Key thing is consecutive laps. So we same with the way with the associated race too, 2 consecutive laps that you put together. So put it all together and that's what I did.
Oops,
at
sorry about
Hoosier.
that.
So
Friday, we open the doors at 8 a.m. 8:45 a.m. will be practice, and then we start at 9 a.m. with 2 rounds of qualifying. Saturday pretty much mimics Friday. Doors open at 8, practice at 8:45, 2 rounds of qualifying at 9 a.m. And then Sunday finishes it off. Open at 8 a.m., 8:45 a.m. practice. Main start at 9 a.m. And we're typically done. I'm going to say we're done by 3 o'clock.
yeah,
That would be conservative.
PM, not AM.
Yeah, PM. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So
Wednesday practice, that is for participants only, Gregory. I know he asked about that, so make sure. Lauren Lemieux is online. She was supposed to be our guest speaker tonight, but she opted not to.
oh,
She says she gets stage fright with the camera.
but there's no stage.
Yeah, I know.
So it's all right. Maybe next time.
We'll get her up here.
Yeah. Lots to talk about with Lauren. As far as her racing background, all that good stuff. So yeah, we both side daylight savings time.
Is it daylight savings time?
I thought it was
Todd, do a little research and check it out. Make sure and
Yeah.
let us know.
chat GTP. When's daylight savings?
Yeah.
So that's always a swing. Hour change, we gain an hour of sleep.
That ain't a horrible thing.
No, not for me. Not for me. So, all right. So, yeah. So that should wrap up the AE race coming up here, right? Is there anything else you wanted?
I think that's all I really wanted to touch base on. If you guys got any questions, always feel free to give us a call. If you're a last minute person, there might be a couple spots. Reach out to Gregory if you want to, something freed up and you want to get in.
Yeah.
Give Gregory a call. I think there's some spots left, and it'll be a great race. It'll be fun. The layout's going to be fun. Scotty's going to be doing the announcing, so that'll be cool. Scotty Ernst back in house.
Good. It's always nice to hear the vocal pipes of Scotty Ernst. So fresh off his vintage race announcing in Vegas. So
Yeah, he was in Vegas for the old school race.
yeah. So it was a good time.
Yeah.
It's good to if you search YouTube and all that good stuff for the videos and see what racing was like back in the late 80s, early 90s. So
There's Scotty right there.
yeah, watch him walk in front of the camera and block your view. Can you suck it in? They can still see you.
Are you leaving?
Soon.
Oh yeah.
Oh, all right.
Well, you know what? Why don't you want to hop in here and talk about the race in Vegas, Scotty?
Sure.
All right, we're
Yeah.
gonna get Scotty Ernst in here.
We'll go to the quick
Do
commercial.
your producer stuff.
Yeah.
So
Oh, you want me to do a little commercial?
Yeah, do the commercial.
All right, let's do it.
We'll be back after 30 seconds with a word from our sponsor.
We'll do one of my favorite commercials.
You just killed my intro.
Hello, I'm Jamie Tennis. Every day in our world, A-scale tires are sadly neglected, uncleaned, and are sometimes placed in the bottom of the tote to be forgotten about. These bottom of the tote tires still have life left in their tiny little carcasses. Most of them just want a chance to race again. For just a few cents a day, less than the cost of a cup of coffee, you can help these forgotten tires find a new and loving racer's home.
back. Welcome back. Yeah, greatest commercial ever.
Yes.
That's one of the best ones. So right now I'm joined by the one and only Scotty Ernst. Scotty, welcome back to Wisconsin.
Thank you. It's been a while, I guess you could say.
Yeah, we were talking earlier. It's just like you spent a couple of hours here in the state, and then you were off again. So tell us a little bit about that real quick. Where were you off to?
It's been a journey in the last 6 weeks. Trying to remember where I was before we went to Australia, but I was somewhere, I think over in Europe. Then we went to the Worlds, came back from the Worlds for about 6 hours, grabbed all the scoring loops and decoders and flew to trophies from MX Trophies for my big race in Korea. And then after that, did the race in Korea, flew back for a few hours, grabbed more equipment, flew to Vegas for the vintage race.
All right. So let's talk about the vintage race. Not that I don't want to talk about your AOC series later, but let's talk about the vintage race. So that was it was quite an event. I know putting on events at a temporary facility is always a challenge, right?
Yeah, I know a guy who used to help me a lot in carb race in Vegas.
You know what happened? The guy got old.
He got old, right? That's what it was. Or he got tired of working with me.
Nah, nonsense. Somebody had to keep you awake at 2 a.m.
This is true.
So, yeah. So, held at the Orleans?
Yeah, it was held at the Orleans, not in the casino, but attached to the Orleans. They have a big arena where they do small motocross stuff, BMX bike races, stuff like that. And it's a really nice arena. It worked perfectly. Pretty difficult logistics to arrange the dirt, bring the dirt in, things like that. So that was a big challenge. The timeline we had to do it is very tight because they charge a lot of money even on load-in day. So you need to tighten up your program the best we can. But Richard Saxton was kind of in charge of facilitating all that, and it all worked out, and we were able to get the track done. Anthony Westergaard from Factory Tracks was the track builder, did an A+ job on it, and he was there, and he worked on the track, watered it all the time, and it really worked out really well. But it was a challenge to get it built in time, but we were able to pull it off.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, I think one of the things that I liked about the track itself was obviously I started back in the late 80s, early 90s and so forth like that. So a lot of the tracks were, I don't say they look like they were cut in people's yards, but basically it's kind of what the track resembled, was like somebody just had a field and dug some grass and moved it out of the way and left the other stuff there.
That was the goal with it. It mimicked the 1985 World Championship track that it is. And it was honestly 100% perfect for what we did. For a vintage race, it was everything. It was spot on.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the keyboard kings and queens online were, there's not enough jumps and things like that. Yeah. But they didn't see the vision that we were trying to do is to mimic the vintage, the old school, where it was when we all started. And it was absolutely perfect with the roller jumps and no piping, everything, like you said, cut out of the ground. It was awesome. And Anthony built a perfect track. They brought the grass in. Is this playing again?
No, you're good.
Oh, okay.
We're over there.
And they brought the grass in, and it was just 100% perfect. And it was challenging enough for the pros.
Yeah.
But it was absolutely okay for the Joes running their super Beetles and Scorpions.
I
and,
saw that.
You know, Bulldogs and all the stuff from the late 70s, early 80s. It all worked.
Yeah. Blackfoots, right?
Yep. Blackfoots. There were a bunch of Tamiyas and old Kyoshos and what is it? Mara, M-A-R.
Oh, the Big Bears.
Yeah, there was a bunch of those, and it was just perfect.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I know, obviously, it covered a wide range of class or wide range of years, and we've had a number of vehicles during those years, too, as well. So we had, like, for example, we had the RC10, the gold pan chassis, right? Mm-hmm. And then we moved on to the B2s and the B3s and so forth like that. So let's talk about the class breakdown a little bit with that, with that in mind. So I don't think you broke them up into years, right?
Yeah, it kind of segments 76 to 83, 83 to 88, 89, 93, 94, 2000, kind of like that.
Yeah.
To kind of when the releases of cars and maybe technology change was kind of how it was initiated
Well,
and
that's
set
cool.
up.
So, where's everybody pretty much had migrated over to obviously current electronics, brushless motors, things of that nature? Or
There were enough guys out there that you could count that had old, Cyclone speed controllers in them
Yeah.
and brushed motors. So there was a lot of guys really doing absolute vintage. 100% old school.
old school.
Somebody I heard said they had their lathe over there, and
Oh,
yeah, so it was way old school.
turning comms, all that
Yep.
good stuff. That's great. Yeah. So obviously they ran subsea or the nickel cadmium or NiCads.
I didn't see it. I heard one guy was still doing that. Everybody else had kind of you were allowed to convert the cars to fit lipos,
Okay,
so that was
that's
that was
good.
okay. But there was somebody running some old school batteries. Yeah, might have been Bob Stormer. Bob Stormer was there, and
Yeah.
there's a legend in its own right. Just
Yes.
how many people, if you're old like Kraig and I, that looking in the back of car action and looking at a Stormer ad and
Yeah.
mail order.
Yep. At the time,
Yep.
when I lived in the woods, when there was more trees than people by thousands.
Oh,
So,
absolutely.
It was always nice to see.
Hate
so-
everybody online. I just see Jeff Piskey, who's on. I used that
It's on
joke during the
68.
race. Somebody car kind of went out of control and everybody, it was when we had a bunch of people in the stands and everything. And I hollered out, "Who's on 62?" And I did get a few laughs. So it kind of worked. So the people, and then I said, "Who's got the 62 clip?"
Yeah.
And some people, obviously, we get it. So that was kind of funny.
That's cool. So, obviously, this event was to showcase the 60th year of Team Associated or Associated Electronics, right?
Yeah, they've been around a long, long time, and it was a who's who of the legends of our hobby. I mean, everybody that's still currently around.
Mm-hmm.
Came, and it was. In fact, they had a big surprise that Roger Curtis showed up
Yeah.
on Sunday, and he's getting older, like all of us are. And Roger's been around a long time, but Cliff had a really, really sincere speech about Roger and how it all started and everything, and maybe a bit that some of you guys might not know, but the presumption is RC10 stands for RC, remote control.
I'm guessing it doesn't.
It does not, and not a lot of people knew. I asked JT knew, and it stands for Roger Curtis. And it just kind of fits with it, but that is a little tidbit that a lot of people didn't know.
Oh.
And Cliff said that, and you can tell there were a lot of people that were like, "Huh,
The light bulb went off, huh?
oh yeah, absolutely." So it was great to have him there. All the Masami was there, which was if there was ever a moment there was a rock star at an RC race, it was him, and he was absolutely everything he should be as an ambassador. He took pictures with everyone.
Yeah.
Signed. I bet you he signed more than 1,000 autographs.
Wow.
I mean, everybody. Saturday and Sunday, people came from all over, from Utah, Arizona, Southern California, all over just to come watch. And they were walking around with memorabilia, bodies, boxes of cars, everything, getting not only Masami, but everybody signed.
Right.
And it was next level.
Yeah, because he was obviously not the only world champion there.
Correct.
Matt Francis was there, right?
Correct. We had, we counted 28 world championships or 26, something like that. And then we counted Kurt Busch was there. So
Yeah.
I kind of counted his 2004 Cup Championship trophy as we'll throw that into the mix. But yeah, Masami 14-time, Francis 2-time, Pavita's 2-time, Mayfield 2-time, Cavalieri 4-time. Who else was there?
Rivkin.
Rivkin's got 2 times. Then Craig Drescher was there. He's 11-time European champion. Hodap, Ledger, Scott Hughes. The list just goes on and on of everybody that was there. And it was a vibe that was just, you couldn't have wrote a better script.
Sure. Yeah, I watched a little bit. I was obviously at Hoosier during the weekend, and so I caught a little bit here, and my feed was full of the people just talking about the event themselves, taking pictures and then posting and tagging and so forth like that. So That's really cool, and I'm sure that there's videos on YouTube as well. Obviously, who's doing the production? Mod Live Media.
Yeah, Mod. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mod.
So-
Matt and his crew were there, and they did a great job. And the guy who did the greatest job in social media, Masami. If you don't follow Masami, follow him. If you're into vintage at all, go look. He put in, and he was tagging them. Update 1, update 2. I saw a 47 on update, and he just did an amazing job. So in between racing, and his dad was there too, and he was just everywhere over social media, and it was awesome. And he made a video of me that I didn't even know he was filming. At the end of the race, when it was all done, see you next year. We signed off, and I still had my headset on, but I was talking to Kraig Drescher, and he was filming from off to the side, and I didn't even know it. But yeah, he's got just tons of footage up there. It's great.
That's awesome. That's awesome to see. And I know he had a unique radio.
Oh yeah,
people were talking about it a little bit online.
He's always been a KO guy since back in the day, and he's got a specially made kind of stick, kind of wheel, kind of video game controller looking thing. There's pictures of it online, but it was pretty unique. And for somebody he hasn't raced, in a while, he does a lot of fun things in Japan for TV shows and things like that. Yeah, but somebody who hasn't raced, he's still competitive as all the guys are. And it was, it was legend upon legend up on the driver's stand. For me as a commentator, it was a career moment. Yeah. To announce Pavidis, Hirosaka, Francis, Rivkin, Mayfield, all these guys in one heat, guys that are current and always in it, to guys that were the legends, to have them all in one heat and get to announce. And the racing was great.
Yeah.
Man, AMANs of the 89 and 93 class. It was fantastic.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really, really good on all levels.
Yeah, and thanks to the video, YouTube, and stuff like that, we can always go back and revisit and see how awesome it was and so forth like that. And it's not that obviously technology back in the 80s and 90s was not as great as it is today. So you have grainy videos and so forth like that. So now we can actually see what's going on with the cars on the track in this replication, or just really it's racing. As soon as you put a car on a track and another car next to it, it's racing. Doesn't matter how old or what year it is, right? So
absolutely. Yeah. And we don't have to wait 6 months to read about it in car action. You know, who won the winter champs or the worlds or whatever it was.
I had an inside scoop. I got mine in 3 months.
Oh, see, you're kind of a big deal. I know that. That's why you're co-hosting this show. Kind of a big deal.
Yeah. Somebody's got to bring it down. So,
well, that's why you brought me in. Thank you.
Hey, once we're down here, we can only go up. So we brought you in. So yeah. So that's great. So obviously it's too early to think about next year or anything like that. But is there any thoughts of doing it again next year, or is it just going to be like a one-time special thing I'm going to say like every 5 years, for example? Or
I think there's enough interest to do it every year. The amount of people that wish they would have been there is massive. So we had 320 probably pit spaces there. We had over 500 entries. A lot of people ran 2, 3. Some guys raced 4 or 5 classes.
Wow.
Yeah. It was Chris Hackinson, somewhere here in the Midwest. I'm not sure where he's from. He ran like 5 classes.
Yeah, I saw his post on Facebook.
Oh, yeah. His girlfriend was out marshaling. Oh, yeah. His girl was out marshaling. So, yeah. So he could just wrench. And there were, it was great. But there were a lot of people that do that. They had the old style, cars and things like that. And the racing was awesome. It was great to have all the legends there. Mm-hmm. But the absolute number one takeaway of this event, and I said it in a kind of like speech that I had during the drivers or the concourse thing like that. This event, unlike any other event that I've ever seen, got people into racing that have never raced before.
Really?
There were, I counted 10, maybe 12 people that it was their first RC race ever. They bashed in their backyard. They had a grasshopper when they were as a kid. Now that they're older, they have more income. The re-release of these cars, RC10, stuff like that, said, oh, I'm going to get one. Yeah. They got one, and then they saw this, and they're like, hey, I'm going to go do this. Yeah. This is right up my alley. You know what I mean? It's flashback to vintage. There was a gentleman there, Roger, came up to me after the first day kind of practice. And he came up to me very very ashamed, very intimidated, very afraid to ask a question. But he was like, Scotty, you keep saying Marshall. What does that mean? Now, you and I think of like, wow. And it caused me to pause for a split second. I'm like, wow, this is a special moment, because here's a guy that was passionate as a kid, and he got back into it, and he didn't know the process.
Okay.
And it was awesome. And that story replicated itself numerous times for people that had never raced before, but they were there and to be part of it. And it was absolutely awesome.
That's
and
great.
it was just something like I've never seen at a race, on that scale at a major event. Sure, when we had a short course showdown and stuff like that, we had some new people that got into it and things, but to have somebody at an international race meeting kind of thing, that was my takeaway and immediate, the greatest thing of it, even more so than the Legends, for sure. This event got people to buy cars and introduce them to competitive side-by-side racing, not bashing. It was awesome.
Sure. Well, that's great to hear. I got two screens that froze up here, so I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm
going to jump in. Adam Rouse is in this one. This guy dominated in truck. It was a sight. He was awesome. And Adam, tip of the hat to you. You held him off. It was fantastic. Some of the best racing we had all weekend was our stadium truck, and it was really cool.
Yeah, stadium truck's making a comeback too.
Exactly.
So, so for those of you that were living in a cave and not exactly sure where to find the results of this particular event, what should they? Obviously, they should go to live.liverc.com, but what should they look for, like in the search box for it?
You can type vintage, or you can just go vintage.liverc.com. That'll bring all the statistical results of all the races and mains and stuff like that. Bond's got all the videos on their channel, on their YouTube. But again, I highly recommend go and friend or follow Masami Hirosaka.
Yeah,
he did a brilliant job on documenting the entire event. He's still posting videos.
Yeah.
I saw tonight new videos going up. So it is, definitely go follow Masami, because that's going to be amazing coverage. And as much as I wanted to, I took pictures and videos, but I have no time to put it. Kurt
had a
Busch,
job, right?
Yeah, I did. Kurt Busch came up into the announcing area just to watch a heat with some of the big guys and stuff like that. And I said to him off mic, I said, "Hey, can I take a minute, like in between races, and just do a quick little interview?" And I say, just to introduce you to the RC world and find out what your passion, where RC came into your life. And he's like, "Yeah, that's fine." So in between races, I got him to do a little 2-minute video and everything. Yeah. And I'm like, all right, it is going to take me a week to get up there. So I called my good friend, Charlie Swanka. I said, "Charlie, come scoring and timing. I got a job for you. Can you post this on my socials, please?" Because I didn't have time to do it.
Oh, so that's why we got that funny video on your social.
Yes, exactly.
Right? Oh, yeah. Leave it up to Charlie.
Leave it to Charlie. I blame Charlie for everything.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's awesome. Yeah. So that's cool. It's going to be great to see that. Obviously, they're now in the National Archives as far as the results are. As I always like to say, once you finish the race, kids will read about it in the history books and so forth like that, right? So that's great to see. Hopefully it continues on. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, they're releasing another re-release" and so forth like that. But a lot of companies are starting to get on that bandwagon a little bit as well. So it's good to see that they're from my chair, from where I'm looking at through my set of eyes and glasses. A lot of companies are starting to embrace the re-releases. Basically, is how I'm looking at it.
Correct, and I think there's it's all positive.
Yeah.
I don't think there's some people are saying, Socia is not, releasing race cars or whatever anymore. But I don't look at it like that. I mean, it's a history of a company. They changed RC, from when it first started, it was Cox cars and stuff like that, and then they came out with the RC10 and it changed everything. So for them to revisit their roots and remember all those times, and customers dictate what it is. If they would have came out with their first re-release and it bombed, they were like, okay, this is not worth the tens of thousands of dollars we're investing in it. but it was a success, and they came out with another one, and it was a success. So why not give what your customers are asking
Right.
for,
Yeah.
and do it? Kyosha's done it. Tamiya's done it.
Yeah.
Why not? I think it's great. And this weekend proved that there's a market and a racing market.
Yeah.
So I think it's really good. If it's not your cup of tea, cool. Go out and buy a new B7 or a
Right.
Schumacher, whatever new X-ray car. But if you're into the vintage, go do it. And I mentioned Schumacher. Robin Schumacher's Schumacher company's been around for ages.
Right,
They were a staple back in the day, old school
Yeah.
with their cats and stuff like that. So I mean, there's a lot of companies doing it. I'm surprised Losi hasn't. I think that hopefully they're taking note of this and flashback. There was a guy that dominated the 80 to 90 truck class there. He had a JRXT, old school flat chassis, 5-link suspension,
Yeah.
the whole thing. And it was great to see. And
Yeah.
so there's definitely a market for it.
Yeah. I would agree. I remember when Associated released a RC10 Worlds car, early 2010s or something like that. It was black chassis, tub chassis and so forth like that. It was kind of like a one-off type thing at that point in time. And then it was, I don't want to say crickets, but it was silence, obviously. But I think the market itself was going through transition at that time, or shortly thereafter, because we just switched over, I believe, to brushless motors and things of that nature. So, yeah, so it's good to see that they picked up the hammer, I don't know, what the trophy off the mantle or whatever, and continued on with that approach. So hopefully we get more groups to chime in there and stuff like that, because I think it would be cool to see some of those old Schumacher cars, especially here in the U.S. since I don't recall ever seeing a lot of them, primarily because it was Losi's and Associateds and Traxxas, even the TRX1 back in the day too as well.
Yeah, I mean their first title was when Masami won back in the day, their world title, and then their first two-wheel drive was just won by Brock.
Yeah.
They didn't have a two-wheel drive world championship until Brock won it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So that was a cool bit of, cool to see Schumacher. Schumacher's invested so much since they brought on Michael Schumacher years ago. Michael Schumacher, Orlowski. He's done so much for Schumacher, and we'd go to a race at our ETS or EOS, and there'd be 2 or 3 guys there with Schumachers. Now you go, it's dozens of people.
Right.
And, it's one of the first times, and maybe that you could record win on Sunday, sell on Monday.
Right.
Because what Schumacher invested in engineering with Trish and Andy and their on-road and off-road programs to send Mikau to all these races and really put the time and effort that the big companies known like Losi and Associated have done for years to do that. It's exponentially what Schumacher, the amount of customers that they have now. So it's really, really cool. It was great to see them win a two-wheel drive world and kind of get in. They've always been in the discussion over the last 5 years, but now kind of back into it hardcore. There were a ton of Schumacher guys at the Worlds, and it was great.
Yeah, it's definitely great to see another brand. And I think one thing that's unique about, well, not necessarily unique about just the RC industry itself is, but you said it, win on Sunday, sell on Monday. You can pretty much buy the same car that they race and then sell, go to your local hobby shop, pick one up and so forth like that. So, which is really nice about this hobby.
It is, especially now with everything is instantaneous. So you can find out what these guys are running on their X-Racers, Schumachers, or whatever it is, whatever their car is and the special bits, you can get them. So that's neat. I see Chris Van Air is on there. We hung out, Chris, his wife, and myself. We hung out a lot, and Chris drove fantastic. He's another guy. He ran like 4 classes, and he won one of the classes. It was awesome. He had some great racing. But there were a lot of guys that have been in this industry for ages, and really just had a great time at it. Whatever his skill level was, there was from top of the line world champions all the way to, as I said, first time racers. So it was really, really neat.
That's cool. That's excellent. That's pretty. That's special. Obviously, I got my kid involved in it, and so he's continuing on with racing and so forth like that. So, family aspect. A lot of families participated in the event too.
A lot of, and there was another great story of a new paper. There was a guy there, Kirk. His name escapes me. had a old school TRX Traxxas 1980. I don't remember what it was. And he showed up, wasn't there for practice, showed up on qualifying day. And there was a lot of people that showed up just for qualifying because they were just hobbyists.
Yep.
Broken qualifier 1 after a half a lap, broken qualifier 2 after a half. I had the hodgepodge, 35-year-old plaque that's not as strong as it currently is. But he was, Scotty, I didn't make this one, make this one. So after the first day Saturday, his son was there, who was not a hobbyist, not a racer. Had so much fun just watching, being there with Dad, bought a kit from Hobby Action that night. So this was Saturday. Went home Saturday or back to the hotel, wherever they're from, built it Saturday because he was absolutely enthralled by watching this and seeing it. And bought a kit, went back and built it with his dad that night. And then his dad on mains, he was in the 80 to 90, and there was 14 of those. So we ran 12 in AA, but we just said, all right, this is the ultimate fun class. 80 to 90, Super Beetles, Blackfoots, whatever, all running. So we put them all in the A, and he ended up finishing 6th. And we got some really bad Johnny trophies. I don't know if you saw them. The chassis. That is, even Mark Pavitas had one. He was like, this is, I'm keeping this. Because we've all got lots of trophies and some are more important than us. But when you see legends like him, really respect it and everything, like, I'm going to keep this. It was awesome. So, So Kirk, if you're listening, good job, buddy. So his Traxxas, he held on for 6. He was so proud he got an award. Roger, that guy he talked about that didn't know about Marshall and everything. He ran in the 76 to 83 two-wheel drive. And he finished. There was 13 of those, so we put them all in the A. He finished 12th. He got an award, and he was beyond himself. He was so happy. That's
cool.
I sound like I'm a just constantly repeating, but it was such a unique vibe of nothing I've ever seen in my short career of doing this.
And I think the videos that I've seen is short career is that I'm a little slow. They don't. I don't want to say they do. They do justice, but there's nothing like being at the event itself and really seeing just feeling that. I don't know, tension's not the right word, but just feeling that environment and what that does to you. I'm sure for some of us that have raced in the past, like at tracks like that, it gives us a little bit of goosebumps to walk into the facility like that and see that track and see the driver stand and stuff like that. So I think if you get a chance, watch the videos, get yourself pumped up, and the next time it comes available, jump right in with both feet, I think is going to be the important thing, because if you don't jump in with both feet at the time, I think you might miss out.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of guys that, I was on the fence if I was going to do it because I didn't know how. There's dozens of people, a lot of people that came to watch from the area, like, man, I wish I would have known, or text messages I got, or, people that in the chat room and stuff that, oh, man, I wish I would have went. And it was electrifying, and I asked some of the legends, were you nervous and everything? Like, oh, yeah, we were, it was back into it. Masami, I even asked him. My friendship with Masami goes back quite a ways when he was still active with Yokomo and Yatabi in the up till the mid 2000s. He always said, someday, Scotty, I'm going to get you to, I'm going to invite you to bring you to Yatabi to announce. And for a toy car announcer, that's the Daytona 500, the Indy 500, that's the holy grail of locations. And the first time I got to announce at Yatabi, it was, okay, I'm good. I'm done. I've done it all, and I equate this weekend to that moment for me personally, to have all these guys there and me announcing their names. It was, it was pretty special for me.
Oh, that's awesome. I can imagine your first time announcing at Itabi. You probably sounded like,
oh yeah. I talk too much. I talk too loud. I'm too fast. But the Japanese folks, even though they didn't understand me, they appreciated my excitement and, the vibe that the event created, and they enjoy it. And Masami signed some stuff for me and put some really nice things on it. And it was, can you
read it?
Yeah.
He didn't write it in Japanese.
I asked him to write in kanji in Japanese, and then he put,
What?
#1 MC, because they call me
Trackside.
in Japan. I'm called the MC, Master of Ceremonies,
Okay.
MC, not like announcer. They called MC. So yeah, he put that on there, and
Awesome.
yeah, no, and he gave me. They gave me of the Las Vegas kits they made, a
Mhm.
limited run of them, and he presented me with one at the end of the event.
Oh, that's cool.
And Theo from Pacific Coast Hobbies had all the legends sign them and stuff like that. So it's really neat. And somebody posted one on YouTube. It's going, or on eBay, going for $1,500 right now.
Wow.
So like, mine ain't for sale. That's for sure. And
Yeah.
no, it stays with me. Just so you know over there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it stays with me.
Yeah, it'll be up on the wall.
Yeah,
here in a
yeah,
couple
no, yeah,
weeks.
no.
You just want it for display?
I could
Yeah.
bring it over your display.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You bring it and show it off because I
Right.
don't think it happened. You're going to need to bring it in.
proof. You're
Yeah.
right. Exactly.
The proof in the pudding. So yeah. I know I
Oh,
missed quite a few comments, and yeah, I was
Can
just
you
gonna
scroll
comment
through
that,
this? I don't know.
I'm sure we use the
Is
mouse.
it there as the mouse? Ah,
There
okay.
you go. So yeah, 220 years. I think you're off by 200 years.
A little bit there, Matt.
Yeah. So we're gonna kind of scroll up there. Matty G's online.
Alex Black. Holy cow. How you doing,
So-
Alex? It's Bill Black's son.
Bill Black. I remember racing with Bill back in the day. So
Hi, Matt. How are
Um,
you? This guy.
Miller. Yeah. Chris, we talked about. Yeah.
Chris Hall, how are you?
Yeah, thanks. Preston. Yeah, Preston, good to see you back at the track. And if you're still online, good. Congrats on your most recent accomplishment.
Yeah, he became a pilot.
Yeah.
Got his pilot license. I saw him downstairs. I immediately say congratulations, because that's a level of accomplishment, dedication that is hard to do. I know
Yeah.
on-road guy Skip Starkey just did that. Eric Jensen from Laversie has done it.
Yep.
Now Preston's done it. That's a heck of an accomplishment.
That is
A dedication for
yeah.
sure.
Definitely.
Brian Letarte, hope you guys are doing well.
Kyle Swanson.
We're talking about doing it next year, Kyle, the vintage race. Nothing is in stone, and we still have to go through all the process of it's quite an endeavor to rent that venue and logistically put it all together. So I spoke to Tony, the president of Associated was there, and he came over and said thanks and everything to me, and they're planning on putting something together.
That'd be awesome. So
Hey, Ryan, how you doing? Lots of people. Gil Losi was there, Jeff. He came in Saturday. He was there Saturday and Sunday, signing autographs and everything. He didn't race, but it was good to see him. And, of all the big names, the only guy that we wish could have been there that couldn't was Bob Novak. Bob is still with us. He's in California. Health not as good as we wished it was. But yeah, he was about the only, one of the few legends that are, the manufacturing. Eustace Moore was there from MIP.
okay.
So it was great to see him and his wife there. I mentioned Bob Stormer, not a manufacturer, but he's been online retailer for mail order retailer for
Back of a book.
yeah, 81 or 82, something like that. He started, and a lot of great people that were there, and just part of the industry for decades upon decades.
Yeah. He was almost kind of go back as far as the Sears and Roebuck catalog company.
Pretty much, so you think about it.
I think that's
Yeah, we all got the Sears catalog at Christmas time, circling the stuff we want.
yeah.
Montgomery Ward, do you remember
Yeah,
Montgomery Ward?
Montgomery Ward, yeah.
Yep.
There was a store next door to my dad's gas station that was a Montgomery Ward.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'd always meet the semi truck driver. There was probably either Tuesday or Wednesday.
Remember
And
dime
so-
stores, Ben Franklin, Woolworth?
Yeah.
Woolworth is a chain in Australia, still active.
Okay.
Kmart, still active in Australia. I don't know if they have the blue light specials, like back in the day. Remember when they had a
Yeah.
little
I
cart with
remember
the
that,
blue light shining above
Yeah.
the carts and had a sale on paint or,
Yeah, they got disappointed when I kept on turning on the blue light, and they'd come back and turn it off.
everybody gathering around what's going on.
Yeah. So, yeah, Kmart. If it fits, it ships.
If it fits, it ships. There
That's
you go.
one of the most recent commercials before they closed
The demise of
in our
them.
areas. So yeah. So All right. So a lot of talk about the ventures. It sounds like it was a great success. So Mod Live Media, if you go look and see, check their videos out of the event and so forth like that. Um, lot of excitement, obviously. A lot of great to see people get back to the track and probably haven't seen each other in a long time. Like Craig Drescher, you had mentioned earlier,
Oh yeah,
probably off camera.
absolutely. There were a ton of people. You know, Jay Halsey said he hadn't seen Masami in 25 years,
Yeah.
or his dad Masaki, he hadn't seen him in ages. And Jay had a heart tear jerking speech at the banquet talking about, they were arch rivals. So, there was love and hatred and angst, and you just want to beat when you're the best, right? Racing at a pinnacle, you just want to. But the friendship that they have is absolutely amazing, and it was great. So there were plenty of guys like that, that just haven't seen each other for ages. Matt Francis, another one. He hadn't seen a lot of these guys. Matt Francis now sells real estate in San Francisco. He's a big time real estate agent. So hey, if you're looking for a home in the greater San Francisco area, look up Matt Francis. He'll hook you up like a tow truck. So, but there were a lot of guys that were doing that. And Matt Del Judas, what's up? Yeah, we talked about Dieter this weekend at the race. We were kind of listing of the people that are still active in the RC industry, and Jim's name came up numerous times. Of I got it, wish he would have been there, and as Matt just said in the chat room, wish he would have been there.
Yeah. Yes.
Kenny Johnson, Kenny was there. He provided all the sod.
Okay.
How awesome was that grass that they had there?
That was it. Really enhanced the track because
Absolutely.
it really brought back, in my opinion, based off of what I've seen back in the day when I started. That's how tracks were built. Is they had grass there and they were dug into the grass, so that the track was kind of like from the bottom up, so to speak, on the dirt. So
in the planning stages, Richard had told me he's got a plan for this and he's got some grass, but I did not think what they were going to do.
Yeah.
And the Johnsons, they were there with their crew and made it all happen. And I think it just elevated it from awesome to, I don't know, what's the next adjective level above awesomeness? I don't know. It was magical and really I think it made the race. If it would have been just green AstroTurf or green carpet, it wouldn't have been half of the track it was.
Sure.
So it was really, really good. Yeah, it was a mimic of the 1985 track from the Worlds in 85. And the rollers were just the right size. There was the one double that, the Super Beatles and Blackfoots and stuff, they couldn't do it.
yeah.
But, it made for an amazing layout. It was really good.
Yeah. Yeah. So, one last thing I want to bring up before we call it a quits, because I'm sure we could probably go until the wee hours of the morning talking about this particular event.
Me talk a lot? What?
Yeah, I know. So, but let's talk about the 1-to-1 scale.
The real buggy that they had there?
Yeah.
That thing was pretty awesome. If you flash back, you see the picture of Jay Halsey on the cover back in the day, kind of how they did it back then without all the graphic stuff.
Yeah.
You kind of had to wonder, was that thing real?
Right.
Back then?
Back then, yep.
And it was awesome. It was detailed to the angst.
Yeah.
Just everything. It was really, really cool.
Was that last year? I think it made its first appearance in its original carnation at the SEMA Auto Show in Vegas.
Correct.
If I remember right.
Yeah, it's when it was the first.
First RC10 gold pan chassis type thing. So it was like the original, and then it was modified to some extent a little bit, right? To look like Jay's car.
Yeah, exactly. Then they detailed it up and they had a big wing put on it. And I took a picture on the first day because it was the first time I saw it. Like I said, it was for the SEMA last year and they had it there. Got a big Novak sticker on it. And I took a picture kind of next to my head. I wanted to send it to Charlie. I never did. But yeah, so it was scaled down to the T. It was great. Really cool.
That's cool. So I'm sure that car will be making its rounds probably at other large events that Associated puts on, because I don't think they own the car, but they have Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what the detail is of, but it was
Yeah.
pretty amazing.
So, all right. So we're gonna take a pause for the cause, so to speak. I borrowed a line from Matt, I think. So,
we might do unprofessional. Have to walk in.
yeah.
Oh, why? I can do this, can't I?
I don't know. If you
Can't
know
figure out.
where's the commercial.
I don't know.
We only have one commercial anyway, so
Oh, is it?
probably.
Well,
So,
guys, thanks
but-
for asking me to be here. I was just here getting stuff ready for a Team Associated race next week.
Yeah, cleaning up your
So-
pit space.
Kind of, yeah. Before I get kicked out of here, I
Yeah.
need to do it. I got a cease and desist letter that they clean your pit up, or so I gotta do that. But no, I'm getting things ready. Hopefully, gonna
Awesome.
try to run something next week. And
All right. Well, cool. Well,
Yep.
I'll be watching online.
that's
so-
right. You're celebrating the anniversary, right?
Yeah, just anniversary weekend. I tried to move it, but the wife wasn't into moving the anniversary date.
No.
So yeah, I'm gonna spend some time with her. Appreciate
good man.
all the years. Thanks. I appreciate all the years she's let me come race on our anniversary time. So that's always appreciated. But sometimes you gotta repay the favor. So we're gonna sneak away and just enjoy some relaxation time. So
That's awesome.
But she'll be like, "Oh, is that Scotty on the microphone?" I'll be like, "Yep." She goes, "Okay." So apparently you got some pull. I don't know how you did it, but
Wow.
you got some pull that I can actually watch it. Now, granted, it's on my flip phone, but nonetheless, it's
Your
still
flip phone,
some-
yes, exactly.
yes.
You got a razor still.
Yes,
Right,
exactly.
there you go.
burner phone. So yeah. So all right. So thank you, Scotty. Greatly appreciate that. The recap of the vintage race. So,
she's online listening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, you're good. All right.
Yeah.
Hi, Tammy. Happy anniversary.
yeah. So all right. So we'll like I said, we'll take a break here real quick and then we'll wrap up the show. But Scotty, thanks for stopping by. I greatly appreciate it. So
My pleasure.
We'll do it again in the future.
I look forward
All
to
right.
it. Thanks, everybody,
Thanks.
for watching. Chuck, Billy, you're still the man with your short course series. I hope I get to race it this winter at least once or 10 times whenever I'm home.
Yeah.
I'll do it for sure.
Talk to
Short
your-
course for
Talk
the
to your
win.
scheduler.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
right.
Thanks, Scotty.
Bye, everybody.
All
Thanks.
right, so.
Okay, we got to pause this here, bro.
Still alive, man.
I know. So we're trying to.
We'll
Good,
do
good,
improv. I'll
good.
show you
We're
that.
going to do
Come on
improv.
out
So
of there. Come out of there.
thank you and good night.
Yeah. This is what happens behind the scenes.
Yeah,
everybody.
live TV.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like they got me shooed into this corner, so I can't leave. But that's all right. Blair Tishafer. Blair, welcome. Woohoo. 100 messages with the chat. Yes. Awesome.
Well, I crawled in front of the camera, Scotty, so you might just have to walk past it.
Yeah.
Thank you,
So-
Scotty.
Awesome.
Man, how am I
That's
supposed to
awesome.
follow up with that?
You know, I don't know. Let's just run through some real quick last minute things here and then kind of wrap it up because I'm sure these people are probably ready for bedtime.
It is 8:30. Oh, we got a lot of people online. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, your wife is online.
Yeah, she is. He wasn't lying.
Nice. Well, yeah, we should probably finish it up. I really appreciate Scotty coming on and chit chatting for a while. The only way he can talk so much is because of the experiences that he has.
Right.
You know, we can sit here and bobble along, but his stories are experiences from every travel he's had. I mean, he just did that big vintage race, and it was an experience.
Right.
Before that was Australia. That was an experience. It's amazing. It's truly amazing. He's blessed to do all that travel, and it's awesome. So,
Yeah.
Man,
I agree. And that's what's nice about you just sit there and listen and getting the chance to, I don't want to brag or anything, but just getting the chance to interview the guy because just what he brings to the table and what he can share and so forth like that is just, it's something that you just want to sit back and absorb is how I look at it.
yeah, just
So,
the amount of knowledge and the people he's met and talked to and the insight, and there's no one else I think that can kind of do that because of what he does and the amount of
Yeah.
traveling he does. So it'd be great when he retires a little bit and we can do some pretty good cool stories.
yeah,
All right, you know what time it is?
it's that time.
Here we go.
No, I don't know.
It's driver of the week.
All right. Early days, took some time off, and has come back recently in the last couple of years, if I'm not mistaken. So,
You are correct. The driver of the week is Mr. Jake Ward.
hey,
So we got information again. It's off of Jake Ward. We like to, take the time to thank these guys. Learn a little bit about them personally. I get to see him every week. You get to see him every other week or when you're racing. He's an active racer here at Trackside doing off road. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah,
I need I need a drink.
Yeah, he's a knowledgeable racer too. So if you need advice or setup help or just have a general question, definitely hit up Jake. He'll do his best to steer you in the right direction.
Yeah, he's a data guy. He likes to write stuff down. He likes to, he knows everything. So
yeah.
So a little bit about Jake Ward. His occupation, he's a designer engineer, and I believe, and he can correct me if I'm wrong through conversation, I think he designs furniture.
Okay.
So that's kind of a cool deal.
Can he design a comfortable chair?
You're saying these chairs aren't comfortable?
At least in my mind. Tammy, I need that foam cushion out of the back of the Explorer for next time.
Jake's also, his age is 41 years old. His hometown is Harvard, Illinois. So we won't hold that against him.
No, at least he's living in Wisconsin, I think so.
He does live in Wisconsin. His hometown is actually, I think he lives up in West Bend, honestly, right now.
Yeah.
He's been racing for about 7 years. 2007 to 2011, he took a 12-year break and started again back here in 2023. And Jake would come and practice, and he practiced every day. I said, Jake, when are you going to start racing? I like to come practice. And then eventually started racing, and he's been doing it since. So he's full feet in.
Yeah.
One of the things I know we talked about with Jake, he used to race at Hobby Haven in Iowa.
Okay.
And Hobby Haven was notorious. Scotty who's been there. They used to run a lot of 10 scale outdoor on their track there. I don't know if you ever seen any videos of that or anything.
Yeah, if it's the track I'm thinking about, yeah.
It's right. If you see a video, it's right next to the building. It's a brick building. So
yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I know Scotty and Sarah and a bunch of people went down there for a couple races, and it was some 10 scale outdoor racing.
Yeah, it's still going strong.
Actually. Yeah, I believe so. I think they tried to do a little 8 scale racing, and it kind of pushed the 10 scale guys away. And then they weren't getting the 8 scale numbers. And I think they're back into some more 10 scale racing.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a cool deal that he talked about that. His favorite class to race right now is 17. He calls it 17 and a half buggy.
Yeah. So that's cool. Yeah. Hobby Haven, thinking back to it now, that's where Tom Renderneck and Nate Sutherland practiced for the Worlds.
You are correct. Yes.
So that's cool.
We get this a lot, and you guys touch base on it and stuff, and he's like, who got you into racing? And it seems to be, it's always a family member. His dad got him back to racing in the day. They used to come to Trackside and race when he was younger.
Okay. A lot of people did.
Came to one of the Spectrum off-road races to watch it and fell in love with it and started running Sportsman. He does it for the fun time with highly competitive, and here in Wisconsin, it makes racing that much more enjoyable. He enjoys meeting the people and have met many, many, many friends through RC racing, like Tyler O'Brien, who he raced with in Sportsman over 10 years ago, and we still race together weekly.
Wow.
So
That's cool.
It is a kind of cool deal. I mean, Jake's 41. He raced many, many years ago. He raced Sportsman. He raced with your son, Tyler, who was probably 5 at the time.
Yeah, I think that's about time I started racing. Brought him to the track, and he's been hooked ever since.
Yeah, he's always running hard. Most memorable moment, and this was a good year. Is 2022 as a team associate race. This was also Kyle Kasurik's favorite race and memorable moment too. He made the AAA main and 13.5 wheeler at the team associate race. That's a steep hill to climb.
That is. Congrats. That's awesome.
Otherwise, besides outside of RC racing, he enjoys listening to music, watching some movies, playing some video games. But RC has really became his main hobby over the last couple of years. So especially 10 scale indoor season, he's either working on his RC cars at Trackside or running laps. So Badger Biker says Jake's helped him out a lot. Another note with Jake Ward, you know what else he does?
I'm sure you're going to tell us.
I'm going to tell you. When we have a track rebuild, Jake Ward is here.
Oh, well, he's got a few more to come to catch up to me.
Yeah, he does.
I'll never catch up to Brian Yeager, but yeah.
Yeah, Brian Yeager. I mean, he's here every time. I mean, he drives the tiller.
Yeah.
So
you got to know your role.
got to know your role. So yeah, Jake helped us out on Saturday, did some raking. Didn't come on Sunday, but we had to pack, and we had a group of guys doing that, and we got 3 packers, and we got it all packed in. So it worked out real well. Actually, we were done early. We crank track rebuilds out. We start Friday night, and we are racing on Tuesday.
Yeah, yeah, and you can't race on the layout unless somebody's here to lay the pipe down, and I guess Chase Lemieux was here to help with that.
Mr. Lemieux was here. He was actually going to be my shout out tonight.
Yeah.
So, and we'll do it now. Shout out tonight goes to Chase Lemieux for helping lay pipe on Monday. And you know why it's shout out? It's not just because he's Chase Lemieux and he's a sponsored driver. Chase Lemieux finished racing at Hoosier on Sunday.
Yeah.
Stayed on Monday, I think, and practiced a little bit. Or maybe they practiced Sunday night. I don't know. He drove from Hoosier to Trackside and helped us lay pipe.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's dedication.
I say it a lot, I don't know any other sponsor guys that help do layout rebuilds and come lay pipe. So, shout out to Chase Lemieux. He's a big asset here at Trackside. So he helps with our layouts, helps draw him and Gregory. They, kind of get together and figure some layouts out. And then usually they always end up spot on.
Yeah. That's cool. And this layout's going to be a lot of fun. That's for sure.
No, it'll be a good layout.
It's going to challenge your skills, and don't get frustrated about it. Just know that not everybody's perfect. So, but yeah, should be good. Shout outs, that's something I was not completely prepared for.
Do you have your final shout out?
Yeah, I'll give a positive shout out to Scotty Ernst coming on at the last minute, so to speak, and talking about the vintage race and talking about the experience and so forth like that. I think just for somebody sitting on the outside, I had prior commitment, so I couldn't attend. But just to actually just sit in here and listen to him talk about it was, I don't want to say gave me goosebumps, but it's just like you could just feel the positive energy, the positive vibe that was at that event was definitely something worthwhile, and it's something that to look forward to possibly attending in the future. So yeah.
No, yeah, Scotty does. He's a good speaker. He does very well doing all the speaking for sure.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
Mike Bing online. Keegan ran last night. Nice to see you, Keegan. Keegan runs usually in the winter here at Trackside. He loves the new layout. Jeff Piskey, Chase is an incredible ambassador. He is. Chase he'll help you out, as much as he can with setup and stuff. And when he's around, give him a holler.
Yeah. So
again, back to Jake Ward too, driver of the week here at Trackside. Jake's always willing to help if you guys got a couple questions. Jake's very, very knowledgeable, and we appreciate him being a part of Trackside and being around and helping people. And, you do it a lot too, Kraig. Sometimes I'll point somebody out to you to maybe if you can help them with their setup is struggling a little bit. You always take the time, and that's what the hobby needs is people to take the time just to explain it. That these cars are very overwhelming.
Yeah.
But once you get the basics down, the setup, the ride height, and your tires, you can manipulate from that. So
yeah. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Yeah, and then I don't it's Jake's time. So but Jake is definitely the guy I bounce ideas off to as well, just to kind of get a second opinion, sometimes third too as well. So definitely very approachable. And that's what's great about it.
Cody Meadford's online. Cody usually comes up every once in a while when they can. They're they're a little farther distance away in Illinois. I appreciate that when those guys come up. It's always a good time. You bring a group of people. Yeah. We wish you guys lived closer too. I mean, I don't know if we we get a lot of people that travel. We got the guys in Michigan that come every Saturday Fever and they stay the weekend of it. But we're very, very, very fortunate. We got a good group of people around here. Again, hit up Jake Ward if you guys got any questions. He's a good guy. He's approachable. So, no KLB next week. You're gonna have to ask Jake Ward, Mike Bing.
Yeah, Mike. I'm gonna pass the torch. Except keep your questions to RC related. Yeah, I don't know if Jake wants to be involved in the other questions.
Oh man. Well, I guess we'll hit up. Anybody got any last questions online? And I think we're going to call it a night. Scotty took up a bunch of time, but it was good read, good listening. It's always good to listen to Scotty talk. So,
yeah.
Kyle Swanson appreciated you down at the Hoosier.
Yeah, glad to help out, Kyle. Yeah, it was a good time. I'm glad you got some food. So good.
Let's take 2 more minutes. We didn't talk about Hoosier and how I know some of your results are not what you expected or wanted. How
They
was how was
never-
your experience? Did you struggle with the high grip, or is that what do you think
No.
was your Achilles heel?
The Achilles heel was getting comfortable on the track itself, because the track it's the driver's stand is high up.
It's very high up.
It's at least 10 feet high. So you got to walk up the ramp, and usually by the time I got to the top of the ramp, I was well winded. So then I had to get ready to prepare for my race,
Yeah.
and so I had to catch my breath real quick. And then sometimes, depending on where you're at, just like here at Trackside, you go up by your car number and so forth like that, and you pick your spot on the stand. And for the most part, I didn't stand in the same spot the whole weekend. I had to move around a little bit, but that's not. I mean, I did that in practice too, just because I know that was probably going to happen. But the hardest part that I had trouble with, that I could not get comfortable with, was the coming off the straightaway where the starting grid is into this. It's a triple basically, but it's more like a double single for the most part. But you can triple it, and you got to carry enough speed through that corner. And so sometimes I would come through there, I think, okay, I got enough speed, and then I would just hammer on the gas, and I would come up short, or I would come up and I think I even lawn darted it one time. And so that part there, because that really led you then around the next corner. And when you came over that next corner, the track itself was tilted or slanted. So obviously the elevation changed, so you have that. If anybody's been to Clark RC back in the day, that's kind of the same way. The track is elevated in the back, so it looks closer than it is. But the track was slanted a little bit towards the driver's stand. And if you got kind of close to the pipe, it would just suck you right into the pipe.
Okay.
And so, but coming up to when I did do that, though, there was you had to get hard on the brakes to slow the cars down, because there's a little kicker right before the corner. And it would sometimes kick you up, and either you go tumble over, do a cheetah flip or whatever you want to call it. And obviously then that took you time to get marshaled and so forth like that. So that general area, that whole triple section on the back there in the right-hand corner, was my Achilles heel. I think I probably had 1 or 2 qualifiers with each car that I did really well with it, that I had a respectable run. I was able to put, at least for the 2-wheel, I was able to put it in the same number of laps that a majority of the other 40-plus guys were doing. But that was my struggle point. It was getting comfortable with my abilities to put the car where I wanted it to go like that, and put it where it needed to be in order to be fast. So
Yeah.
that happens, and that's why I come to the track and practice, is to try to find where my weaknesses are and work on those and try to build upon those. So
I'll make it short. That the section that you were talking about, was there an alternative where you could have just done a safe line and just not be as fast, or did you have to do it the one way? Was it a make it or break it situation?
It was probably more of a you could do it safe. That's the one run where I did it safe, when I turned the 13 laps or whatever, just like a majority of the other guys did in the 40-plus class. In Wheeler, you pretty much you had to risk it to even try to keep up. My problem with my Wheeler was I was not able to maintain the roll speed through that corner in order to send it through the triple. If you did a double single, it didn't really slow you down a lot, because sometimes even the pros had trouble with it. They'd hit the triple, but then they would miss the apex of the next corner. So if you did a double single through there, you were able to gain back up what you'd lost. But you would lose maybe a tenth or two if you did do a double single and they hit that thing perfect. And assuming everything else on the track and the layout was the same, where
Sure.
you had it to be and so forth like that. So, yeah. So high grip led to a lot of wheelie time too as well.
Wheelies are cool.
Yeah, especially when your wing is slapping the glue on the on that. So that was on the far left hand side of the track, or pretty much when you're standing on the driver's stand. They had it was almost like a step off, but it was a drop down. And if you got on the gas too much, the front end was already up in the air. The front end just kind of like, okay, let's great for the sky, and you could hear the wings slapping on the dirt and so forth like that. So
awesome. Well, the program and everything else went good. It was good.
yeah, the program went really well.
That was Lance did that. Elite did it. Okay.
Elite RC Productions or something like that. Yeah, so his whole staff was there, pretty much taking pictures, running the camera, doing interviews. They've got a few interviews from obviously the pro drivers. Renan Shackleton, I think, was doing interviews.
Yeah, they got a YouTube page too.
Yeah.
Check it out. I know. I think Danny is in charge of all their IT stuff and everything, and they
Yeah.
had a lot of new cool, scoring and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So he's always working on stuff, and it's amazing to me. I sit in front of this trying to make a live stream work sometimes, and it fails, but they're doing some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah. So they're so the event was run smoothly and so forth like that. We knew the day before what was going on, so we had a schedule put in our pits every day. So when we knew like Friday what was going to happen, Saturday what was going to happen, and Sunday what was going to happen too as well, as far as just a general overview of the rules and then the schedule too as well.
Any talk of where the INS is going next year? Is it staying in the same locations, or haven't you heard?
Yeah, so they're waiting on the story that I get is a nice lead in. Is that they are waiting on some dates from other events to reduce them and reduce conflicts.
Mhm.
Obviously, last weekend there was a conflict with the vintage race and the INS race at Hoosier, but they're waiting on that. So, but it sounds like everything that I took away from the conversation is that we're gonna stay at the same events, same facilities going into next year. There will be some tweaks to some classes. There will be a concourse class. So bring out your best Ghost Flames and your white bodies that you've got, because I'm almost guarantee you're not going to win that one. So there's a concourse that, and then just talk about some changes to some classes too as well. So they'll have that finalized.
Well, it'll be interesting. We'll have to see what happens here in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. Look at this. Look, this guy must know something.
No, I don't know anything.
Yeah.
I'm not
I know.
Scotty Ernst.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Well,
So,
Mr. O'Brien, I think we're gonna shut this down. We took up a lot of everybody's time. We had a great amount of participation from the chat. A lot of viewers tonight. I hope everybody enjoyed a little bit of Scotty. Hard to follow up after that, but he's got some stories.
We did a pretty good job, I think. So
We try. We had a couple issues, but that's the way it goes.
yeah, we did. We always our weekly or bi-weekly show would not be complete without its hurdles.
Yeah, you
So-
got to start somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
So you are not here for the associated race. When do you come back? You might have to find somebody else for a
No,
next.
I'll be back.
You'll be back.
I'll be back for the next one.
Okay.
So I'll give you my perspective of the associated race from a fan standpoint.
That will be
So,
excellent.
Yeah, it should
So
be
it will
good.
be. It's gonna be streamed live. Live RC is gonna do our stream, because Live RC does my streams.
Yeah.
So, I'm tight with Brandon and stuff, and
Sure.
they've always helped me out since the beginning, and that was my deal.
Yeah.
But I think we're gonna shut her down, Craig. We'll finish this thing up. I appreciate everybody on the chat. Thank you, Brian Letarte. Great show. Todd Pfeiffer. Thank you, guys. Troy Weber says this needs to be 2 hours.
I got to drive home, Troy.
Yeah, he's got to drive home.
Miller was full man mod. To answer your question.
Oh, Eugene, it's a great show. Thanks, guys. We try to
Yeah,
appreciate.
thank you,
We're trying to
guys.
keep everything as interesting and possible as possible. Like to talk about the Midwest stuff and anything else that goes around, but our focus, as we talked about many times, is to try to keep all the tracks around us and keep some information going on in our Midwestern circle. Right, Craig?
That's right.
All right.
So
I'm Jamie Tennis,
I'm Kraig O'Brien.
and we will see you guys next time.
See ya.
Good evening, America.